Okay, so first of all, I will select everything and go to Insert and insert a 2D clustered column chart. Then I will make this chart bigger. And the first thing that I want to do is add arrows to this chart, showing the difference between the target and the actual values. And if the actual value is bigger, I want the arrow to be green. And if the actual value is smaller, I want the arrows to be red. In order to do this, I'm going to create two new columns for red and green. Then for the green column, I'm going to use an if formula. The logical test will be, is the actual value bigger than the target value? Because that is a good thing. And if the value is true, then I want actual minus target in order to get the difference. And if the value is false, I don't want anything, so I'm going to put two quotation marks with nothing in between. And close brackets and enter, and drag this formula down. Then for the red column, I'll use another if formula. And the logical test this time will be, is the target bigger than the actual? Because that's a bad thing. And if that is true, then I will take the target value and subtract the actual value. And if the value is false, I again want that to be a blank cell. And then I'll drag this down and it will fill in the rest of the numbers. Now to get these numbers into the chart, I'm going to select the chart and add in error bars. Then I'll select the error bars for the target values and double click on them to open up the formatting bar. And these error bars are going to turn into the green arrows. So I'll change the direction to plus and end style to no cap. Then for error amount, I'll go to custom. And then we'll specify value. And the positive error values need to be all of the values in the green column, and OK. Now we've got the error bars the correct length, we can format these to look like arrows. So I'll change the color to green and increase the width to 2 points. Then for end arrow type, I will change this to an open arrow. And I'll change end arrow size to make it smaller so the arrowhead is more proportional. And now we have the green arrows. I'm going to do the same thing for the actual values, and these error bars are going to turn into the red arrows. So I'll change the direction to plus and the end style to no cap again. The error amount will be custom and we'll specify the values. And this time the positive error values need to be the numbers in the red column, and OK. Now the error bars are the correct size. We can change these to red and increase the width to make them the same width as the green arrows. And this time the begin arrow type needs to be changed to an open arrow. And begin arrow size needs to be changed to a smaller arrow, so they're the same size as the other arrows. Now that I've got the green and red arrows in here, I'm going to format the bars a little bit. So I'll select the target bars and change the gap width to be 100% and change the series overlap to 20% so the bars are overlapping a little. Then I'll change the color of the target bars to be a light blue and change the color of the actual bars to be a darker blue. The last thing that I want to add in here is data labels showing the differences. In order to do this, I'm going to make a new column called maximum, and we'll use the maximum formula to find the maximum of the target and the actual, so which one of these is bigger, and double click to send that down. And we're doing this because we want the data labels to go across the top. Then I'll select this maximum column that we just made and Ctrl+C to copy. Then select the chart and Ctrl+V to paste. and this puts the maximum values into the chart. I'll then select the maximum series and right click and go to Change Series Chart Type. And I'm going to change the maximum because I don't want it to be a clustered column chart. I want it to be a line chart, and OK. Then I'll select the maximum line and I'll add in data labels. And this first set of data labels are going to be the green values. So I'll go to Value from Cells and then select all of the numbers in the green column and OK. Then I'll remove the actual values and the leader lines and change the label position so it is above the line. Then I'll make these numbers bold and I'll go to Text Options and change the text to green. I want for these positive values to have a plus in front of them, so I'll select the green column and go to Number Formatting and then Custom and change the number formatting so it is +0 and OK. And this will put a positive symbol in front of all of the numbers. And because the number formatting of the data labels comes from the cells, then these numbers also have a plus symbol in front of them. Now I'll select the red column and do the same thing for this. So I'll give it a custom number format, but this time I want it to be a minus symbol, then a 0 and OK. So now all of these numbers have a minus in front of them. The actual numbers in this column are still positive. We're just formatting them so they look like negative numbers. And to get these numbers into the chart, I need another copy of the maximum numbers. So I'll select this column again and Ctrl+C to copy, then select the chart and Ctrl+V to paste, and we get a new maximum line in here. And I will add data labels to this, and then select these data labels, and this time the value from cells is going to be all of the numbers in the red column, and OK. Then I'll remove the actual values and the leader lines and put the label position to above the line. I'll make these numbers bold and change the text so that it is red. Then I need to remove the maximum lines, so I will change this to no line, and I'll select the other maximum line and change this to no line as well. And the last thing that I want to do is fix the legend. So I need to click once to select the whole legend and then click a second time to select just the word maximum, and then I can delete that. And I'll do the same thing to delete the second maximum as well. So then I'd have just target and actual in my legend. Okay, so in this video I have shown you how to make a variance chart in Excel, and that is everything.